Hello YouTube, this is Rudy Davis. I'm going to try to make a video. I try to contemplate very carefully on the topics that I'm going to make videos about. I want it to be a topic that I feel very passionate about. I don't want to get up here and just yap for 10 minutes on any old topic. I want it to be something I feel very passionate about. And so this video is going to be about the importance of speaking out and the importance of sharing the fundamental principles that our country was founded on, the fundamental principles that made this country great and why this country was so different than every other country in the world. And you know, as you do, I share, you know, I get into conversations with my coworkers, with people in my family, with people in my neighborhood, and it's shocking. I don't know any other word to use it. It's shocking how apathetic we've become. You know, a very common thing that I'll hear is when I talk about the Second Amendment, or if I try to relate a story by Susanna Gratia Hupp, who gave the story. She was the girl in the Luby's cafeteria when the guy drove the truck through the window and began killing people, and her parents got killed in that situation, and she told how the importance of the Second Amendment is not about hunting, it's not about going and killing game, it's about the oppression of tyranny, and it's about being able to protect yourself and your property and your loved ones. And when I relay that story, it seems like even some of my closest friends and family members still don't seem to get it. You know, the common thing that I hear is, well, I have nothing to hide, and I do think that, you know, the government should be given more rights, and it just scares me that, you know, we don't all have to agree. I'm not saying we all have to agree on every issue, but when I think about the American soldiers that have gone before us and are, you know, doing their job today to protect the liberties and freedoms of the people of this country, and when I hear things like, well, you know, I have nothing to hide, it's okay if the government taps into my phone lines, if it helps them catch terrorists, what the hell, you know, let's give the government all the power that they need. I'm sickened. I don't know any other word to use. I mean, that just sickens me, right? American soldiers throughout history have shed blood to give us these liberties and to give America the freedom that it has. And for us to turn it over so easily and to say, well, you know, it's really not even an important issue to me. The government can have it. The government can have those liberties that I was given. I don't really need a Second Amendment. You can even take away my First Amendment. What kind of respect does that show for the bloodshed that was shed to give us the liberties in the first place, right? I mean, we have to get the word out somehow that we have to hold dear to our First and Second Amendment. We have to hold dear to the liberties that we have in this country, the respect for the individual. We are a republic, not a democracy. A republic is where 99% of the people cannot vote to take away the rights of 1%. That's the difference between a republic and a democracy. So as I get into conversations with my friends and my family and my coworkers, and I see how willingly they are able to give up the rights and the liberties that this country has bestowed upon all of us, I get very concerned. I just don't know what to think about that. It doesn't give a good forecast for the future if we don't somehow raise consciousness on that. And I would offer, if you look at my website, www.rudy.davis.com, I try to add videos in there that I think will share the message. And I've just recently learned how to embed YouTube videos. That's a little trick. So I started to stick as many YouTube videos as I can in there. And there's one YouTube video where a guy says, you know, you have to draw the line on how far you're going to be pushed, and that's what we all have to do. And we should cherish the freedoms that we have. We've all grown up with it in this country. I've grown up with it. We may have tended to take it for granted, but we cannot take it for granted any longer. We have to fight for our freedoms if necessary, and we have to share with our countrymen on why these freedoms are so important. And you know, Ron Paul once said that it doesn't take a majority to change a political view in a country. It takes an active minority. And that's true because I hate to say it, and I don't want to demean anybody, but most people are just sheeple, right? I mean, they just believe what they're told, and they live in their own little life, and they take for granted everything around them. And if you just have an active minority that's willing to get the message out and help enlighten, I think it could do a tremendous positive good to talk about why this country is so different, why this country allowed its citizens to, have respect for one another, and tolerance of religious views, tolerance of racial issues, and tolerance of, all kinds of different thought, while at the same time respecting our right to bear arms, respecting our right to free speech, respecting our right not to be oppressed by our government, having a limited form of government. Think of that the whole Constitution defines a limited form of government. So I'm going to come to a close here. I just wanted to share once again, that for those of us that know the importance of the fundamental principles this country was founded on, and for all of the bloodshed from American soldiers that have fought and are fighting now for the freedoms of this country, and then when you compare that with the citizens that will say, well, the Second Amendment is not important to me, or you can tap my phones if you want to. In their mind, they're thinking, well, I got nothing to hide, so I'll just easily give up that right. They need to think about it in a different way. You need to think about it that right has been given to you through the bloodshed of many American soldiers, and do not toss it away trivially. Hold on to it dear, and don't think to yourself, it's not important, and you'll just continue to play your Nintendo game, you'll continue to watch your American Idol, you'll continue to live your own little life in your own little world, and it will never affect you. I'm asking you to take a few minutes out and think about the rights and the liberties that you have been given as a citizen of this country, and to hold dear to those rights. And I'm going to end it with a quote from Samuel Adams. And this may sound harsh, but I got to tell you, this is the way I feel about it. And I'm going to end it with this quote, and then I would ask you to think about it. If you love wealth, this is a quote from Samuel Adams, okay? He was an American patriot and politician, born in 1722. If you love wealth greater than liberty, the tranquility of servitude greater than the animating contest for freedom, go home from us in peace. We seek not your counsel, nor your arms. Crouch down and lick the hand that feeds you, and may your chains set lightly upon you. And may posterity forget that you were our countrymen. I'd ask you to think about that. If we get into trouble in this country, and we start losing some of the special liberties that made America America, it's because of the people became too apathetic, and we deserve what we get. And I know that's a harsh statement. It's a harsh quote I just read, but it's true. And we owe some time to the people who shed blood over providing us these liberties, and we have to cherish them and hold them dear, and we have to get the word out, and we have to elect politicians that also hold dear to these rights as well. So anyway, I feel passionate about speaking out. I feel passionate about getting the word out. I feel passionate about the Second Amendment. I feel passionate about abolishing the Federal Reserve, and I'm going to continue to speak out. And that's all I got to say about that. Hope you all have a great day, and God bless you all.